Hi, welcome to Top of the World News. I'm Jim Lynch. Remember, please like and subscribe. Also, follow me on all forms of social media: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. We've been discussing 5 keys to selling success. They are: does your prospect know you, like you, trust you, depend upon you, and respect you? This week we're going to discuss number 4. Do they respect you? What are ways you can gain respect within your industry? There are 5 ways that I believe you can do that. Number 1, public speaking. Your presentation must be informative, not self-serving. It cannot be a sales pitch. Give something of value. Give to get. 2, get out of the office. Attend a seminar, conference, join a professional organization. It's a great opportunity to network and build your centers of influence and establish yourself as a person who comes from a position of knowledge. 3, radio and television. Come as an invited guest or an expert, not a paid advertiser. Call every local radio and television station. Offer your expertise. Oftentimes these radio and television stations are looking for folks who would be willing to fill 20 or 30 minutes of time. And in today's modern world with streaming and all these other things, it's much easier to get those types of opportunities. 4, teach everywhere that you can. Put together a seminar or a course within your area of expertise. Offer it not only to folks within your industry, but also to the general population as well. You never know who might be sitting out in that classroom. And number 5, this is an old one, and it's kind of been tweaked over the years with the advent of social media. It's an information hotline. Back in the old days, it was an 800 number that folks could call and be able to get valuable tidbits of information from you. You know, call the number, get a tip on real estate or mortgages or selling or what have you, whatever your area of expertise is, whatever your area of interest is. But now that's kind of been replaced by YouTube channels and social media posts and things of that nature. The old information hotline still works, but if you prefer to use more modern technology, I certainly understand that. Well, that's tip number 4. Next time we will do tip number 5, the last tip in the 5 keys of selling success. Do they depend upon you? Before I go, I want to discuss something kind of off the beaten path, off topic. I'm not going to take a lot of time with it, but it was just something that happened since the last time we talked that I wanted to mention to you guys. I've been talking a lot in a lot of my writings and a lot of my posts and a lot of my types of marketing about time. Time, if you're a professional, is your most valuable commodity, and it's something that you cannot get back. You cannot allow someone to waste the time that you have. There's something that happened to me about 2 weeks ago that I wanted to bring up now. I was due to speak at a conference. A friend of mine had asked me to speak at the conference pro bono, which I agreed to do. It was the day before the conference, and I find out that the start time of this virtual conference had been moved, and I wasn't notified. I actually had to find this out through social media, through Facebook. So I didn't say anything. I just continued to prepare my speech, and now it's the day of the conference, and I still hadn't heard about what time I was going to be speaking, and no specifics whatsoever. Now, via Facebook Live, I am actually watching the conference. I live message her while the conference is going on. And I said to her, are you going to send me the link so I will be able to go on at some point? And she writes back to me, "I'm sorry my staff didn't get back to you. Unfortunately, we're given the lateness of everything, we're going to have to bump you from the conference." Well, whether I'm working pro bono or not, I give the same amount of effort on a speech because you never know who's watching. It's like you have a seminar or a class that you put together. You never know who's sitting out in the audience. So I was a little bit annoyed, and I just felt as though the person had taken advantage of my good nature, but more importantly, my time was wasted. That's time I could have been utilizing on something else. If you don't value what you do, no one else will either. Value your time. Believe in what you're worth. I wrote this speech pro bono because this lady was a friend of mine. I don't do a lot of pro bono work now. I believe in getting paid what you're worth, getting paid what your value is. So, when you're going out there and you're marketing yourself, always be conscious of the time that you're going to have to put into whatever endeavor it is. But also, just as importantly, you need to respect the fact that your work is worth something. Your time is worth something. Don't forget that. Don't work on the cheap. You're worth whatever someone is willing to pay you. And the more value you provide, the more that will come back to you in terms of dollars and cents, in terms of making a living. Well, I'm off my soapbox. That's all for this week. I hope that this tip puts you on top of the world too, and I'll see you next time.